and welcome to this special edition of Guru Bini Gyaan and Paavu. I am extremely privileged to have Dr. Nandakumar ji with us. He is the Executive Director of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan, London. He has been the backbone and pillar of this all Indian activity that happens here. Of course, the Bhavan was started by Munshi ji and of course then continued by Dr. Mattur Krishnamurthy ji. It has been developed over a period of time, but Dr. Nanda ji inherits a vast legacy, experience and also responsibility to cater to the Indian diaspora. This becomes a seat of Indian art, literature, festivals, you name it, they have it here. And it's not an easy task to do it somewhere 5,000 miles away from the home country. So we really appreciate their effort, their commitment. Sir, welcome to our show, sir, on this Guru Bini Gyaan and Paavu. Dr. Nanda ji holds a master's degree in Sanskrit and did his PhD in London, and the subject is very beautiful, very intriguing, like Krishna from Vedic times to present literature. And I have also heard a few of his poetry, poems which he sets to beautiful tune himself, and Krishna portrayed in very different ways. So, sir, how come that this institution has been a backbone of Indian diaspora here for the culture and the art and music?
Yeah, actually, as you rightly mentioned, Bhavan was started way back in 1972 with the sole intention of making sure that very essence of our art and culture is available for all those who want to learn more about our art and culture in this part of the world.
Yes.
When Bhavan began in 1972, hardly there were teachers who could teach Indian music and dance. There were, it's not that there weren't, very few. Bhavan started organizing these classes at that time once a week, maybe in 3-4 different subjects. I joined the Bhavan way back in 1977, 5 years after it began in 37 New Oxford Street. When I was there, Mr. Mattur Krishnamurthy, who was the executive director at that time, and myself and a few other committee members, jointly we started organizing more such classes and found out that there were many students who were interested in going into the details of our art and culture and to know more about them, and also many children showed more interest to learn with seriousness.
Wonderful.
That's when we began the courses in the form of diploma here at the Bhavan. It took nearly another 5 years from then to be able to start these courses in with more of a seriousness, in a serious way. That started way back in 1983-84. Until that time, we had 4 or 5 teachers who used to come once in a while, once a week and teach here and then go away. Sometimes what used to happen was these teachers would get some other programs. As such, they would not come to the Bhavan. And the students would miss a class. Once they miss one class, the gap would be almost 15 days before they could have another class from a particular teacher. That's when we thought that we are not doing justice to our students. So we must have more serious kind of learning. We should be able to provide to our students who want to progress in those fields. That's when, with the blessings of M.S. Subbulakshmi and also both are Bharat Ratnas, Bharat Ratna Subbulakshmi and Bharat Ratna Pandit Ravi Shankar. They came forward to help us by giving suggestions how these things should be taught here.
Wonderful. You have been inviting teachers from different parts of India in the field of dance, could be Kathak, Bharatanatyam, for tabla, for mridangam, for Hindustani vocal, for Carnatic vocal. How challenging it has been to get the right people and how challenging it is to coordinate with the engagements of the local parents and the students.
Yeah. Actually, when I mentioned to you the serious way of teaching, our art forum started way back in 1983-84. Until that time, we used to have classes once a week. When we started these courses, we had to invite artists from India to be able to deliver them at a professional level. So to start with, we had only 4 subjects, main subjects: Bharatanatyam, sitar, tabla, Carnatic vocal. All other subjects were taught by part-time teachers. These teachers were employed by the Bhavan full-time, every Saturday and Sunday, and weekdays in the evening. But during daytime, they were free to give individual lessons to students. After 1 year, we had examinations, etc. First year, the number of students were not many. We were prepared for really, conducting these classes under heavy loss. Nearly 60,000 pounds, deficit we used to have at that time per year. Second year, the student number from 40 increased to 80. Third year, 80 became 160. By the time we concluded 4 years of teaching, our students went beyond 300. And also all students were feeling that they wanted to have special coaching as well, along with the teaching that were given by our own full-time teachers. We also felt throughout the year they are learning from one teacher. For them to make it that much more interesting, to break the monotony, what we thought that we should invite special teachers from India to recharge the batteries of not only our own teachers, to bring a new kind of a teaching method to our own students who have been regularly attending these classes. That's when we invited 4 teachers from India for the next few years. One, to come and conduct examinations for our students who have concluded their diploma courses. 2, to be able to conduct special teaching for them for 1 month, every day for almost 2 hours, and at the end they would exhibit what they had learned from these special teachers. That proved to be very successful because there was no such a thing happening in this part of the world. Summer school was started by the Bhavan in this part of the world. People started looking forward to attending the summer courses. Not only students from the Bhavan, students from elsewhere, not only elsewhere in UK, we used to have students from Europe, we used to have students from Canada, we used to have students from Australia also. There was a time when we had some students who had come to holiday in UK to spend with their family. They would come and attend these courses. That's how these teachers who came all the way from India to teach made this course that much more meaningful, not only to the Bhavan, to the students also. When we realized that there is a great demand for this, we made it part of our curriculum. Every year, at the end of the year, we would get teachers from India to be our examiners and also conduct special classes for advanced students. These summer school classes were not for beginners. At the beginning, for them to have an introduction to these subjects, they could go to our own teachers. For those who have had a few years training under our teachers, these teachers would show a special path to make it that much more interesting, and also for them to get a kind of fragrance as to what it is like to be a professional artist was given by these professional teachers who came all the way from India.
Thanks to you, sir. Actually, I have been a beneficiary of your love and affection. In fact, to confess or to admit very politely, this is my 3rd visit as a visiting faculty here, and I have enjoyed my stay here. I also recall my Guruji, Pandit Madhavgudi, Pandit Mattigatti ji, they all have visited. I also see the list of very, very big names, celebrities like Balmulli Krishna ji, Ravi Shankar ji, Allar Khan Sahab, Bhimsen Joshi ji, all of them visiting the Bhavan. So kindly, if you can recall some very rare incidents and anecdotes,
yes.
wherein a lot of give and take happened between the artists.
We in the Bhavan were really lucky because we have the support of all the people here. We have a very powerful executive committee who are dedicated for promoting Indian art and culture. In the past, we had Mr. Manik Dalal as our chairman. He was succeeded by Shri Joginder Sanger as our chairman. Now we have Shri Subhanu Saxena as our chairman. Bhavan is lucky because it has a dedicated auditorium which can take nearly 300 people, we can have a concert with 300 people watching this. No other institution in this part of the world where Indian classical music, where classical dance are taught has got that kind of facility available for them. And also Bhavan being the only large institute promoting our art and culture, all the top artists, whether it's Pandit Ravi Shankar or M.S. Subbalakshmi or Bhim Senji or Birju Maharaji, Padma Subramaniam or Kelucharan Mohapatra, Sangyupta Panikrai, you name them, Pandit Jasraji, Hari Prasadji, Shukumar Sharma, Zakir Hussain, Allah Rakka, all of them have come and visited and have performed for us. 99% of them here at the Bhavnechar. There are some for whom this place is too small. For example, Lata Mangeshkar. She was our patron. She gave a benefit concert for the Bhavan, but it could not be held here at the Bhavan because she would attract more than 5,000, 6,000 people.
Okay.
Bhavan can only take 300 people, Bhavan auditorium. So it was held outside. But all these artists have given their concerts here at the Bhavan. That has given us, those of who work here at the Bhavan, an opportunity to interact with the greatest of our Indian artists, scholars, performers, teachers in so many different ways. Because Bhavan could not afford to put them up in big hotels, we used to request them to stay here at the Bhavan in our simple accommodation, for which all of them obliged at that time. They would come and stay with us and give their precious time not only to perform for us, accepting very little or no remuneration at all. For example, I would like to mention here on record, Pandit Ravi Shankar never charged a single penny for any of his contribution to our Bhavan.
Wow, wonderful.
This has been continued by his daughter, Anushka Shankar also. All other artists, what they were paid elsewhere was different, but what they charged at Bhavan was different. All the time they would say, whatever you give Nandaji, we will accept. That's how they have conducted themselves. Their blessings we have really enjoyed. I have had the opportunity to meet virtually each and every one of them. They're such unique people. Each one is great in her own way. When you go close to them, you will realize how simple, how profound they are. I had the opportunity of meeting, of course, Ravi Shankar ji on so many occasions, Balmurali Krishna ji on so many occasions, Bhimsen ji on so many occasions. Every other artist, you name them, they have spent so much time, their really valuable time here at the Bhavan with us, sitting in our office, sharing their experiences, and also conducting classes and being part of our summer school. When Ravi Shankar used to come here, on many occasions, George Harrison accompanied him. He came and visited Bhavan during our summer school time. He would go and sit with our teachers and talk to them, make them feel happy. Not only they donated their time, many of them donated money for the welfare of the Bhavan. I would like to give I would like to mention one or two incidents.
Please.
One is with regard to Pandit Ravi Shankar ji. His very first benefit concert for the Bhavan was in early 80, I think 1980 only. we had requested him to give a benefit concert because we were short of funds. We were running all our classes, with literally no money at all. We used to pay our teachers, whatever we collected, we would say 60% will be yours, 40% for the Bhavan. All the teachers had accepted at that time. It's only part-time kind of a thing. During that particular period when we requested Ravi Shankar ji, he said no problem. He had given us a date. On that day, all arrangements were being made, and Mathurji was attending to those. Then he told me, Nanda, it's 5 o'clock. 7 o'clock is the concert. Raviji had said that he will arrive at 5 o'clock. So be waiting for him outside. Take this money for us to pay for the taxi. So I was waiting. Within 10 minutes, Raviji arrived. As they were coming out, I went to pay for the taxi. Immediately, Sukanya ji, who was there, she said, Raviji, Nanda is paying a taxi. Raviji immediately, Nanda, stop. This is my benefit concert for the Bhavan. So I am going to pay for the taxi person also.
Wow.
Everything what I give today is benefit for the Bhavan 100%.
Wow.
But when I charge you, I will not accept a single penny less. He said that. Though he said that, after that, he has given many concerts. And we have received his service on so many different occasions. But he never charged a single penny to the Bhavan. He said, how can I take money from the Bhavan? What I want, I can get it elsewhere. But Bhavan is my home, so I will not charge. He never charged for any of his services at the Bhavan. That was Raviji for you. When Anushka came to know of all this, because she was with them all the time, said, when my father has not charged, how can I charge?
Wow.
So she didn't charge for her concert when she gave a very big, very special benefit concert for the Bhavan in 2014 or 15.
Thank you all for joining this series. Hoping to see you back very soon and join us for more such episodes and anecdotes. Thank you.